here we are. Live stream is up and running. I have not hit the button to record yet. I'm going to do that right now. Welcome everybody to the live stream. Let's make this happen. Welcome everybody to the Maryland Fishing Line, episode 17. Today is Tuesday, September 15th, 2020. I'm Brian.
I'm Joey.
It's a podcast where we talk about fishing throughout the great state of Maryland. The Fishing Line, Maryland Fishing Line, is a production of the Angler magazine, Chesapeake Edition. Now, Joey, I know that we have both fished a lot over the last week.
I think I overfished. I told you yesterday, and that's not something I like to say a lot.
You told me you spent like 12 hours out of 20 hours in a boat. Is that something stupid like that? It seemed like that was what
I think
you
I spent 12 or 14 hours in the last 2 days on the water, and it does take its toll on you. That's just in the last 2 days.
Just the cramps of sitting in the kayak.
Yeah, and I'm working on my back. I didn't tell my physical therapist that I sat that much in the kayak. I did not mention that.
Have you elevated? You've got a two-position seat in your boat, so you can get
I'm
a
always
little
high.
higher.
Yeah.
You're always high.
Probably would help my back.
Didn't even realize what you said right there.
Yeah, it happens.
No, that I saw on. I'm going to go way off the rails right here. We're not even like 2 minutes into the podcast, and I'm going to go like crazy here. I'm on a Facebook kayak DIY hacks.
I almost joined that. I'm afraid to.
Well, there was this dude, and he had made like basically a PVC, like little PVC, not the thick stuff, little tiny stuff, little
Stuff that like 200-pound us
you
would
like
break.
bend. Yeah. He made a seat that was legit as high as like a lawn chair, and it was probably raised like 18 inches. Off
I do need to join this group now.
and he posted pictures of it, big happy smiling face, and there were hundreds of comments. They were like, "I hope you know how to swim. Don't take anything you don't want to lose in your boat." And everybody's like, "Which is going to fail first? Is the boat going to tip over? Or is the PVC going to crack and break?" And he had all these janky little like side cuts with in the PVC to make it even weaker. But he was like all happy and proud. It was like, everybody's got to learn a lesson, so he's just primed and ready to go with his.
I was watching an episode of The West Wing the other night. Whatever this guy was. Anyway, this guy was trying to get money on some like underground nuclear physicist drill thing or whatever.
Right.
His point was like people that invented stuff didn't get to where they were without.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy could be onto something
without actually making some mistakes.
Yeah,
it's true.
the light bulb.
It's true. It's
and
true.
Stuff.
It's true. Before we get too deep into anything, I got to pay some bills, so I'm going to run through the podcast and the Chesapeake Anglers sponsors. So this podcast and the Chesapeake Angler is brought to you by West Marine, not West Marine. Blah, let me get it all out. Waterfront Marine in Edgewater, Maryland, dealing in Robalo and Chaparral boats. Go and check them out. Annapolis Canoe and Kayak in Eastport, Maryland. JMJ Firearms in Mechanicsville, Maryland. Modern Air HVAC in Mechanicsville, Maryland. Real estate agent Robin Cavallaro at Remax 1. Stoney's Kingfishers in Solomons, Maryland. Scotts Cove Marina in Deal Island, Maryland. Huntingtown Automotive in Huntingtown, Maryland. And Eat Chesapeake Grill in Dunkirk, Rosehaven, and Bowie, Maryland. You can find links to all of these folks in the show notes or in the show description. Make sure to Make sure to patronize them as you can and tell them you heard about them here. It helps us and it helps them to know their advertising and sponsorships are working. So let's take a look at what's going around the state, what everybody's here for.
They're here to talk to me.
Well, no,
I was on the cover of your magazine, and I've already got one fan.
Have you signed any magazines yet?
I'm actually going to sign one as a joke and leave it on my neighbor's doorstep. He was yelling at me from the water the other day. Hey,
you're
the famous Joey.
It's funny. I look at our YouTube and statistics, and people listen to like the first 10 minutes of the podcast, and then there's it definitely.
How do we
drops.
keep them engaged the whole time?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. They can listen to what they want to.
Well, at some point in time between 30 and 40 minutes, I'll announce something cool.
Okay, that'll work.
I don't have anything to announce.
But maybe
or
you
do I?
Or do you? Yeah, stick around. You never know. So let's take a look at what's going on around the state. Anglers, we are approaching this time of year. either chasing those summer fish like Spanish mackerel or red drum, while others have turned their attention back to the striped bass. The good news is that both of these options are offering outstanding fishing at the moment. Cooler weather is starting to force its way back in, and the fish are taking notice and thinking about feeding up heavy. Joey, what's going on with striped bass?
They are everywhere right now, it seems.
Yeah,
Look for striped bass in the tidal rivers and main stem of the bay. Along the shipping channel edges, you'll find them by locating schools of breaking fish, so watch for the birds. And right now, they're particularly active at the mouth of the Patuxent River.
I heard that there's a lot of schools of breaking fish being found at the mouth of Patuxent. Bluefish are schooling up and breaking the surface, also chasing bait. Toss them some metal spoons and jigs into that mix to hook up. Make sure you got a wire leader.
Cobia bite. The cobia bite right now is from the target ship south into Virginia waters, down to the mouth of the bay. Generally, where we used to see them, they're starting to work. Well, it's because of time of year, but they're working their way back down towards the mouth in the Bay Bridge Tunnel. And that leads up into their summer exit. So they're shooting down south. So, but they're still. I mean, I've seen a couple reports people catching them charter boat wise last week.
Yeah, target ships.
Captain's running out of Solomon, so it's a long day.
Redfish and puppy drum. Look for the puppy drum just about everywhere right
Except
now.
me, I can't catch them.
That's so cool. You haven't caught a puppy drum in a while?
It's been. I caught one the other day. Didn't catch one the trip before that. I'm having a little slump on puppy drum.
Yeah.
I made up for it in other spots, but
yeah,
makes me sad.
These fish, though, they are great fun on light tackle. White paddle tails, I've had big success with pink curly tails on a white gulp. They're going to do the trick. Most of the puppy drum in our area, though, are below the slot limit. And we still have at least a few weeks of this action left, so make sure you get out there.
Oh, we got a lot of time.
Yeah. In the main stem of the bay, you can look for the larger red drum hanging out underneath the surface action of all the breaking fish. So when you find the birds, you find the bluefish and the Spanish mackerel, and the striped bass are in that mix too. And then underneath of that is the red drum. So it's like a you just look for the birds, starts at the top and work your way down.
Sidebar on that, I talked to a friend, Tony, who's a nationwide. He's a big fisheries guy, and he was talking to a scientist who specializes in redfish, and we might have the start of a 4-year run of really good redfish.
Man,
like historically, the Patuxent River is an older body of water. We have huge holes where they can hide out in the winter, and the way they do these spawns, there could be like 4 years worth at least to start, and if they start that, then they could just hold. Because we're like one of the hottest spots in the Chesapeake Forum, other than the eastern shore or the eastern bay. But the river offers so much that not many other places in our area do.
So you're saying that those fish aren't going to leave? That they're going to
probably not.
They're going to find somewhere to hole up.
Yeah, our river is big and deep enough where they can do that in the winter, and then they'll come back next year, and they grow like an inch to a month or whatever, or something like that. They grow really fast.
So what I'm hearing,
so our 12 to 15s next year could be 20 to 25s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I've been starting to read a lot about them.
And I'm thinking particularly of places like Point Patience, where you have 100 feet of water.
Oh, yeah.
Point Patience, they could find plenty of places, plenty of deep holes in the Patuxent.
The good chunk of the river from the mouth all the way past Point Patience.
Okay.
Is
So they could just hang out there and
have a party,
have a little puppy drum sleepover.
Yeah.
And then come back in the spring and grow another 12 inches. I like it. I like that. I like that's
no,
some
I was
of the
excited.
best news I've heard.
Because Tony came down and fished and wants to come back down in a week or so and go back out. He's just pumped.
Cool.
Speckled trout, those speckled trout in the shallow shoreline areas have been caught by light tackle anglers all the way up to the Severn River. You also find them hanging out with perch and spot while bottom fishing.
Cool. I'm sorry, I was just popping over to the live stream. Charles has showed up in the live stream. What's up, buddy?
Charlie.
You just did the specs?
Yep.
You just did specs. Spanish mackerel started to move south along with most fish being caught in the middle and lower bay. I don't know what it is. We had such a good flow in the last podcast, and I just literally have a hard time talking right now.
It's late.
Look for those Spanish mackerel in breaking schools of fish alongside those blues and small stripers. You got a big section in the next one to lead, so there you go. Up to you.
What, white perch and spot?
Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff, and there's lots of words underneath of that.
Oh, I can't read that. White perch can be found. Man, white perch can be found everywhere. While casting perch, pounder, spinner baits, and or curly tail grubs, you can grass shrimp or pieces of bloodworm on a simple bottom rig makes the perfect setup. Bottom fishing for a mix of spot wall white perch has been excellent in the lower Patuxent River, the Cornfield Harbor area, Tangier Sound, and Lower Hoopers Island are all great places to get in on the action.
So, how long? Perch are going to stick around for a while. That's good.
I hope so. They're fun when other stuff's not fishing well.
I pretty much now I can go down the pier when I go down to fish my crab pots.
Catch about 40.
No, I don't catch that many. I'll catch, though, enough that I can kind of cycle them through the pots and have enough to, put in the keeper pots and enough to put in the, 5 or 6 fish is all I really need. Just to cycle through to feed some of the ones that are in the keepers and to bait a couple of pots. So, largemouth are continuing their summer pattern. I think I joked last week of avoiding Brian. I broke that slump just a couple of days ago by getting out and catching some fish. They're going to be in their summer pattern still, though, feeding in the shallows at night and taking the day off, looking for those cool places and shady places. Work some of those shallower grass areas during the early morning hours or late evenings. That's a good bet. Top order lures are one of the best ways to hook up with these shallow and grassy areas. Frogs and buzzbaits are also good choices. And I'll talk about my little adventure over to the eastern shore here with my largies in just a little bit.
I heard your nickname is the Y Mills Bandit.
I wasn't going to say where I fished, so that's up to y'all.
Sorry. Catfish. Let's go catfishing. Blue cats.
No, you were on Snakehead.
Oh, man.
You skipped the snakehead altogether.
Sorry,
You're going to upset some people. You'd be skipping the snakehead.
Sorry, snakeheads can be encountered in these same areas as largemouth, especially in the tidal creeks of the lower Potomac and Nanticoke rivers on the eastern shore counties. When targeting northern snakehead, a white paddletail rigged weedless can be deadly when worked close to the surface and worked through grass or near fallen branches and trees.
So looking for some blue catfish in the tidal Potomac River or the Nanticoke River, those are some great places. You can either anchor up and bottom fish, or you can fish from the shore. Blue catfish are plentiful and offer good eating. I haven't eaten one this year, though. I haven't kept one.
No?
I've caught a few, but I just haven't kept any. The ones I've caught have been a little bit too big. I think the bigger fish.
Big fish always are gross.
Yeah, I think a 5 or 6 pound fish.
Especially those big stripers.
Yeah. Any kind of fresh, oily cut bait is going to work well. Gizzard shad, menhaden are some of your best choices.
Menhaden?
Menhaden. That's what I said.
Menhaden.
I've always said it Menhaden.
You've always called it Menhaden?
Yeah. Was it Menhaden?
Yeah, it's Menhaden.
I've always heard it called Menhaden.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Have I been mispronouncing that all my life?
No, maybe.
Well, the one that people don't like to pronounce is Ly.
I couldn't even read that on paper if you put it in front of me. Crabs. Crabs are coming into their best time of the year. Razor clams remain the bait of choice when trolling.
Trolling
Trotlining, sorry. Or crabbing with collapsible traps. Some of the best crab catches are coming from deep water in the tidal rivers. The shallow areas have been a lot of small crabs with chewed up baits, and sooks are beginning to be on the move. What are sooks?
Sooks, females.
Just say female crabs.
I don't know. Just, I don't know. Just the way it is.
It's not my way. It's not right.
I've actually been catching a lot of crab when I've been fishing for puppy drum.
So you use that gulp crab. You know they have that at Walmart right now still? I went to Walmart yesterday in Prince Frederick.
Sure they are, because nobody uses it. I think it works. I've
I'm
had
not
good
convinced.
success with I've had good success with it. I
got good success without it.
I got some big puppy drum the other night.
Yeah, we'll say that.
I had a couple of
I almost bought it, but I couldn't ante up paying $20.
I buy the little 8-packs and 10-packs.
I feel like
$6.
More cost effective to buy the jug.
Well, it would be, but then it's like a whole lot of money at one time. I just get Jerry to buy
No,
it for
I have
me.
that mentality.
Then I don't pay him for it.
I almost bought the little packs, and then I couldn't realize. Well, if I buy the little pack,
The one thing about it is it stinks on your hands.
well,
I
that's the
think
other
it's
thing.
nasty.
I'll get it. I'll spill it. It'll be all over.
It'll be all in your boat, and your
Oh.
boat will smell like that forever.
Yeah.
I still got to clean my boat. I haven't cleaned
Your
my
boat's
boat yet.
disgusting.
I know. It's horrible. I did do the little trick, though, with my...
Power washer and
no,
soap?
my Boonedox. My Boonedox. I've had the same problem that Jerry had, where the Boonedox landing gear, when they go in, where they come in and out, they just are really sticky. And if you're
I don't have that issue.
Jerry had the issue.
I mean, I have a Boonedox product, but not the same exact product.
So I have had horrible issues with it. Like trying, especially because if I'm at a ramp and I want to move quick, I will actually leave my wheels on and I'll go out in the water and then I'll pull my wheels and put them up and drop them in. And then when I'm coming back to a ramp, because you don't want to hog the ramp. You want to be able to get onto the ramp, get your stuff out, move it out of the way as quickly as possible. And if you're sitting there wrestling with your wheels, so I'll always, on my way back to the ramp, I'll pull my Boonedox off, drop them down, and slide them in. And so then when you come up to the ramp, it's just your quick exit, grab the front of the boat, wheel it up, and you're gone. Okay?
I had a big Boonedox revelation the other day.
Okay. So, but I've been having a problem with they've been really sticky. So Jerry went and bought this like little...
KY?
No. That would probably work well, though, too. Except it's water soluble. It would break down. It's like this little belt sander, but it's like shaped like a file, and it fits inside the aluminum receiver for the Boonedox. So I've taken that and just, I hate to do this, but you just take the little file sander and you go in and out on all four edges, and just take a little bit off of the aluminum, and it makes that Boonedox slide in and out so much easier. So I just have. I don't know what made me talk about that, but it was just a little thing.
I'm talking about mine during my segment.
Okay. Had you heard Jerry? God.
Didn't we talk about this Florida Pompano before?
No. Talked about this just a few days ago. A Dorchester County angler has caught a record Florida Pompano.
Didn't a Dorchester County angler recently also set another record somewhere?
Well, it was a Dorchester County guy that caught. Or was I was a kid?
Someone caught something recently.
A lot of stuff happens in Dorchester.
Just Dorchester. They have nothing else to do. Chickens.
So the DNR has officially recognized 26-year-old David Schrock of Wolford. He's a homeboy, too, from out of Wolford, if he's over in Dorchester County. So that's cool to see somebody that's from there actually grabbing that record in the place where he caught it. It's the second official state record holder for the Florida Pompano in the Chesapeake Division. He caught the record-breaking 5.05 pound fish on Tillman Island over the Labor Day weekend. Wow. The Pompano had a fork length measured from the tip of the snout or the jaw to the end of the middle caudal fin raise or fork of 18.5 inches. While fishing from shore with multiple rods in the Black Walnut Point area, Schrock noticed one rod was taken off, one companion guessed the fish might be a large bluefish. After a 10-minute fight, that sounds like fun, 10-minute fight, Schrock pulled the catch and quickly called some friends to help identify the fish. I have no idea what I've caught. Tell me what it is, because it's a weird-looking fish. Oh, yeah. It's a strange like a fish. I had no idea what it was at first, said Schrock. The Pompano was caught using a piece of peeler crab on a traditional Chesapeake two-hook top-bottom rig. Schrock immediately reached out to the department for verification, and they verified the species as Florida Pompano, and its weight was certified by Whitman Wharf Seafood. Schrock said, "Wow, I think I need to play the lottery," after his record was confirmed. So that breaks a 1-year-old record held by Scott Hartzell Jr., whose catch marked the first time the species was recognized in Maryland records. Cool. Wouldn't you like to catch a record fish? I think that'd be kind of cool. I've been looking at the little warmouths. Little warmouths. Yeah. They actually are the record's not that big for that. I'm going to bet you there's some fish around somewhere that would break that.
Do you think where have you got warmouths? Right,
I caught warmouth at 7 ponds.
Oh,
yeah. I
you'd be the warmouth hunter.
That would be fun. No,
I want to be the redfish guy. You can be the warmouth guy.
Except it's just a little panfish. I don't want to be chasing that little panfish.
Yeah, but they're fun.
Let me check real quick, Joey, what's going on over here in the live stream. Charles is here. Mike is here. Charles said he's liking the YouTube live stream. Keep that up. Thank you, Charles. He's in the I don't know how to spell Manhattan camp on that one. So I don't know. I've just always said I don't even remember now which way it went.
I always give you a joke about it.
I don't know. Mike wants to know, did the Boondocks have any wiggle after you filed them down? So, no, actually, they don't have a lot of wiggle. I was real careful and just, taking a little bit off on each side at the time and then testing it and then taking a little bit more and then testing it. So It was really, now I'm running the Groovy and you're running the older style. Right?
The older style that are branded with a native
And
logo.
It's got the orange.
It's got the orange rod in the middle. Well, they all yeah.
No. My Groovy doesn't have orange. There's no orange.
No, yours is a square system, right?
Yeah.
I have the old round system, and I don't have the issues, I would say. My wing nut that applies pressure is seats right now, but I'm also... I need to clean my kayak and then take some pliers, something channel locks, so I could leverage that and twist it off and
Mike's
tap
making
new threads.
Mike's making the comments, says, I have the new ones, and there's no wiggle, and they're tough to get on and off. And I think everybody's had that problem. I know some people have actually sent them back because it's been so tough to deal with. And it's so tight. And
oh, man, I'm kind of happy. Mine are so easy. No. They don't fall out. I love mine.
No, it's been problematic to the point that I mean, I've been very frustrated with them from time to time, especially like if you're trying to move quick. But
I would take them back where you bought them.
Hey, like REI,
I don't give you no refunds.
Is pack like REI where I could use stuff for a year and then bring it back to you and be like, "Oh, this is no good."
A mom and pop. I had some guy try to dupe me out of $20 because he lied to his wife on a repair today.
Oh no!
And I was like, "Nope, I showed you exactly how much." And you could definitely tell he was trying to use me to get out. Nope, sorry, buddy.
I need to make a quick change because I didn't change the title of the live stream.
Yeah,
so
Charles.
Somebody.
At first I was very unhappy that I just bought mine, and like a week later I was able to order Brian and Jerry and another customer some the new Boonedox, and lately I've been very happy that I have the old style.
Yeah.
Because I've been on a lot of the kayak Facebook forum stuff and reading it.
Yeah.
So
it was just so tight, and so he got this really cool little belt sander.
Yep.
Or it's almost like a little mini grinder. It's like handheld, and it's got a long. I should have brought it in. It's in my truck. I got to get it back to him. With some 40 grit or 60 grit paper on it in a loop, and you just turn it on, and it's rolling. And I just take a little bit off on each of the four sides, and have the wheel out, and slide it in and out. And then take a little bit more until it gets to that point where I didn't want it to be too loose.
Have you cleaned your arm and stuff too with some like?
Well, yeah. We talked about that.
SOS
taking
and
some steel
Coca-Cola.
Wool. Yeah, taking some steel wool to that. But I had it good and clean. It really didn't seem to make a difference. And then it still kind of got gummed up. So, and I don't keep my wheels when I'm storing my boat on my cart in the garage and down in the barn. I don't keep the wheels engaged. I actually take them out, and they're actually sitting on the back of the boat. So gotcha. I don't keep it that metal to metal contact that could gum things up.
Yep.
So Mike, I'd say that's definitely I can actually share a link in the show notes to the little grinder, but it's not too hard to find it. Jerry got off at Amazon, little Chinese knockoff, probably cost a few bucks. Mm-hmm. Really cool little machine, but it's made a big difference. I've got a little bit more to go before I'm really happy with it. Mm-hmm. So
I'll say I do. Yeah, I do leave them on my. Now that I have the new Groovy wheels too, it's really easy to to go into the water with everything still attached. Yeah, but there's been times I've actually gone in and paddled a little bit and just reached behind and twisted them up.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Get out of there quick. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah. You kind of get away from the. I want to clear the ramp as soon as possible.
I kept having flats with the ones with the tubes in them.
So you have the ones that are just the plastic and they're
like the new wheels,
like Jerry has.
Right after Jerry bought his, they switched it over. They jacked the price up, and you can only buy it the way Jerry has it.
Okay. I still know we've talked about that when we were down at St. George. I want to try your wheels because I think it would roll better in some of the places that I have to try to finagle my boat to actually get back into.
I like it a lot.
So, but I would worry about this though. If you drop yours, they're not going to float.
No.
Okay.
It's a risk I'm willing to take.
Really? Okay.
No, I would say
I'm gonna run up behind you next time we're out together.
Actually, I've been fishing from my house so much, so I actually don't leave them on the kayak while I'm fishing. I put them on the little beach thing. Yeah, I'm not worried about them walking off.
No,
rolling off
anywhere down where you are.
Do we do magazine catch up?
No, we haven't gone. We got sidebarred over on that.
Yeah, I'm about to go more into Boonedox stuff.
The October issue is about to be sent to the printer. I'm putting the final touches on it tomorrow.
Do you need my mugshot again?
I used myself this time, but you're in it. You're in the magazine.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I put you in there. I grabbed one. I stole one of your pictures.
Oh, that's fine. I didn't consent. I'm probably going to sue Chesapeake Angler.
Thank you, everyone, for all of the bragboard pics that everybody sent in. If you sent something in and you don't see your photo in the October issue, make sure to check out November. I had just a tremendous response this month, and I had to push some of them forward because I had a little extra content from some of the kayak fishing folks around here that sent me some stuff.
Well, I think we have a bigger kayak fishing base now that we focus on that.
Yeah. I think so. I want to tell you what. I mean, I fish from the little boat, and I fish from a big boat, and I fish from pontoon or a john boat. I think I enjoy fishing from the kayak more than anything.
Oh yeah,
it's so simple.
It's fun.
It's just so simple, and it really kind of hits with the way that I like to fish. So it's almost like I don't think it's ever limited me from fishing where I want to fish.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone out in the mouth of the river, and I feel very stable. I remember the first time I took that boat out into CBL. And we had some pretty rough water.
I want to see you take it on the inlet we were at St. Jerome's, though.
No.
Let's see someone do that in a kayak.
No.
A whitewater boat.
You got to be smart, but at the same time, you got to do that. So, that the magazine's getting ready to go to print, and that should be out towards the end of the month. Joey, what have you been up to this? I know we talked about it earlier. We have been fishing a whole lot. You have. I have. I'm going to let you go first. What
I think I clumped all my fishing now. Actually, real quick, I'm waiting for, I have fully went out, finally committed because of I got permission to put hole in my boat. Or actually, I don't have to put many holes in my boat. Mm-hmm. I did order all my yak power.
You're talking about your light setup, right?
Light setup, yeah. That should be here. I do need to order my battery. But I went yak power, everything, power panel. All the lights, everything. I even have a rear light coming instead of it's a little bit more than the Yak Attack, flag light. But this runs 100% off the battery. I don't have to.
So it's not a.
I'm going to run it to a switch. I don't have to turn around. I'm going to run it in the very back of the boat.
Okay.
I'm actually going to fix it onto the boat instead of a track, but no big deal.
So you don't have to do that thing like we have to do where when it gets to that time you have to either take it out.
I'm going to reach down a little. I'm going to have a panel next to my USB and my little switcher port and
nice.
And then
fancy.
Yeah.
Pinkies up.
Pinkies up. I invest a lot of time on my boat now. But in the meantime, I never looked at it before, but there's so many little light hacks you could do.
Oh yeah.
So in the meantime, because I started out before light the other day, I got a couple light block, LED light blocks that go under my seat to illuminate the whole inside, and
so you can see what
you can see. I have my light, my jerry rig light. I tape on my Yak Attack pole and I stick up. But I've been seeing these people get these little. They look like bike lights that you can actually fix for navigational lights up front. It's like if you're part time on the water, not part time, but if you're not a normal night fisherman,
you fish at night more than I think anybody I know.
Yeah, that's why safety wise, I'm okay investing hundreds of dollars, a lot of money.
Yeah.
But days are getting short.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fish, and the night fishing in the fall time under piers and lights is even better. So if it gets dark at 6, I'll still fish to 9 o'clock. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I did find this really cool thing. Yak Power or Yak Gear makes it. It's a little disc that they have light up, and it's meant for kayaks. And the way it illuminates light's really cool. It has different colors, and same thing. You could put it almost where your seat is, and it'll illuminate the whole inside of the boat. And it's like $30. So if you're part time, it's supposed to last 20 hours.
Yeah, so you're not hardcore night fisher guy.
Yeah, I'm not
occasionally you want to be able to. Yeah,
and I'm saying I'm not a hardcore night fisherman. I'm not gonna stay out all night, but I don't know. I know boat traffic will be down a lot this time of year and going to the fall, but I don't want to get hit.
No.
I also want to see stuff, and it'll be fun. Now my electronics are wired up for low rents.
A part of it I know too is you're like me, but you don't keep a lot of fish.
No, I don't think I haven't kept a fish in a long time.
I've kept a rockfish in the spring.
I kept that snakehead that Jerry hopefully ate already.
Yeah, and I obviously keep a lot of perch that I catch down at the pier, but I'm not eating those. I'm turning them into crab.
Yeah.
So, But you want to be able to see the fish that you're catching if you're out there at night.
Oh yeah.
If you're not keeping them,
Dude, there's some fish I don't want to touch. I caught one of those not lizardfish, the little stumpy
A toadfish.
I freaking those things are.
Yeah,
I caught
they're
a
nasty.
big toadfish. I thought I hooked a log. That thing did not want to get off the bottom.
I can't stand those little lizardfish. Oh,
lizardfish. Yeah, you know as soon as you got lizardfish.
Yeah.
They're violent head shakers.
Hey, we got an invite. Not to interrupt you for a second.
I saw that.
But on the live stream, Charles said you guys need to come down with me next spring over here, and I'm going to show you the little honey holes he has. Get on some nice bass. And we had a funny conversation. It's grass fishing. Sorry, Brian. I was talking about how I enjoy fishing on. I grew up just told how to. You fish wood, and then all this grass and hydrilla and everything that's everywhere. Yeah. As they said, go ahead, Joey. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh no, I'll say there is. And I don't know why I didn't look at it. But all these little like battery LED, there is stuff, but I know I'm just gonna burn. I'm gonna spend so much on batteries and stuff.
Well, yeah. I think you're much better off if you can go ahead and wire that boat.
Yeah, I'm gonna wire it. I'm gonna have it. If I get a new boat, let's take it off.
Yeah.
Put it on the next boat.
Yeah. You'll be a lot happier.
I'm gonna have my boat for a while, but it's not gonna be my last kayak. Knock on wood. So I'm on the native forum. All the cool kids are on there.
Would they let me in? Probably not.
They probably would.
I'll post a picture with your boat, and they'll let me.
No, it's a really good resource. And as a dealer, I learned a lot. I can answer a lot of questions, which is nice. The little things here and there that people like, things I thought I didn't think about. Now that I think about, people have fixes for. It's cool. Mm-hmm. I saw some guy put his Boonedox wheels on backwards.
Wait, what?
And it's really weird. And someone was giving him crap for it at first, and then other people were like,
under the boat, like when they're deployed.
So like your boat's like this, and they almost go back like this.
Yeah.
Well, I can actually place mine like that.
I've tried that.
Oh my god, that fixed my problem.
Oh no, it didn't work for me. It was much harder for me.
It should have the same support, same leverage.
Yep.
Man, that shifting the weight.
You're moving your center of gravity.
Oh, man.
Is what you're doing.
It felt like nothing to lift up 130, 40 pounds.
Yep.
That was night and day, and I'm only moving at 10 feet. I can't wait to actually move my boat like that.
I've tried that because I've heard you talk about moving the wheels in the center of gravity.
I want to move them forward. That was like flipping the switch.
Yeah. Didn't work for me. I think my pivot point's a little different. Maybe
I think it's because I got the older.
No, I think it was just
I love having the older stuff
because
now.
of where I've mounted mine on my. It's a little different.
Yeah.
You've got your mount is a little further back because of
because of my seat and my tank well.
Yep.
I got the big Titan seat, or the Titan series seat.
You're already mounted a little further back on your boat,
yeah.
So I can see where it makes even a bigger difference for you
to
switch it around.
I don't know. It was cool. It was like a breakthrough.
Nice. You got to experiment. You got to try stuff.
And the last thing I just want to touch on, because we are fishing and we do fish, or we do fish heavily in the kayaks. We do push the kayak stuff, but I had a lady come in today who bought a new kayak, new used to her, wasn't put on the roof at like it was about to fall off.
Ooh.
It was like sitting like this, and morally I felt responsible to go help her. And then she was asking me about life jackets and stuff, and she was a little too confident. She sounded a little too confident nothing was going to happen to her. Well, and I don't know if it's the kayaking side of me. Like, no matter what, I always have a life jacket on. And you know that, and I know you do too, and most kayak fishermen do. But, man, she wouldn't. I was trying to, like, preach a little bit. Like, it gets colder, you want to wear it. And it's like, you invest some money. You're going to spend 90 to 100 something bucks in a Strahl or NRS or Stolquest. And man, she was just like anti-life jacket.
Very anti.
Oh, I was surprised. And she's like, and she got a really narrow sea kayak. Doesn't sound like she had much experience. She just said she's like, I'm an amazing swimmer. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I was like, the time I jumped into Mattawoman 2 years ago to get my GoPro, when the water was still cold, I was glad. I mean, your body goes into shock really quick.
You were on a paddleboard then, too, right?
I was that's when I lost the GoPro from doing that little trick. Man, you instantly you just lock up.
Yeah.
And I was trying to explain it to her, so I just feel like I need to tell people more life jackets. Spend some money on some life jackets, and it'll be 100 degrees, I'll wear it, and it might be 40 degrees, and I'll still wear it.
Well,
I'm actually realized I hate my Stolquest, though.
I really like mine.
I hate my back.
I think you've got other issues going on, too.
No, so I wore my Astral the other night, and I think they're both on par with each other. As far as quality, I mean, they're both nice vests, but my Astral has the really, really thin all back, where my StollQuest is supposed to be angler oriented, but it has, because of our seats are so big on the fishing kayaks, it probably works great if I'm paddling like my regular touring kayak, where it has a low seat.
Right.
But
I see what you're saying.
But the padding is so big up top, I felt like it was giving me back issues until I fished yesterday.
So my StollQuest though it rides high in the back, and
I hate that.
But when it rides high in the back, it gets out of the way of the seat, and I don't feel it.
Not my native seat. I feel like that was giving me back. So Saturday I fished 6 hours with it, or Sunday, and then yesterday I fished 6 or 7 hours with my Austral, and it was night and day. So I don't know.
I mean,
this is probably where we lose people when I start talking.
No. I think that's the kind of stuff that interests people.
I don't know. I've always had my Austral, but I got the StollQuest because we just got it, and I thought it was. Personally,
what's your opinion of the inflatables?
They're good if you have it like water activated. Because Dave, the other summertime passed out. Luckily, someone was there. But if you have to yank the cord, it's just a noodle.
Yeah, it actually I think is worse off. But from a comforts perspective, I have one of the little inflatables.
Yeah, you used to wear it.
No, I don't wear it anymore.
No, I mean, I think now all you wear is your.
It rode up on my neck, and I found that really annoying, and it was always in the way.
Yeah.
And in the StollQuest, I like the ability to unzip the front pockets, drop those things down.
Those.
I've got the ones that got like the little flaps that pop down, and they're like basically become a little shelf on your belly, little belly shelf. I like that.
My belly's already a shelf.
I like that a lot, especially if I'm trying to do something with my phone, because I keep my phone tethered in the one pocket.
Yeah.
And I can just flop that open, and basically the phone sits right down next to me. So even though it's tethered, it's on some place where it's not going to go flying, bouncing around all over the place.
I'm going to lose my phone one day.
You don't tether yours?
No.
I tether.
I almost lost mine yesterday. I'll get to that.
You lost yours in the spring, though, didn't you?
No.
Didn't you have to activate your watch to actually light up the phone down on the water?
Yeah, luckily it was shallow. Yeah. Hey, you do what you got to do.
Charles, while we're talking about light jackets, he uses a NRS Chinook.
I've heard that. I've heard. I was looking into those. I'm not big enough shop wise to have a StollQuest and NRS together, because that's like your top three.
Yeah.
I just brought in StollQuest and I phased out a straw, but I can still get a straw. Okay. I did really want some of the NRS stuff. I basically consolidated. I have a rep for my store, Tim, who was my Palhana rep for paddleboards. Then I found out he was my Bending Branches, Aquabound, Suspends Carts, StollQuest, a bunch of stuff. And I love the guy, and I basically filtered all my stuff to what he reps.
Oh, nice.
It makes my life really easy. He's on top of the game. He's actually one of the reps that works hard. And some of them do, some don't. But it's one phone call. I answer everything except for like my native stuff. But my native is all under one roof too, with Hurricane, Liquid Logic, Bonafide, and native. So that's another just one phone call. So that's why I'm with StollQuest.
That's got to make life so much easier.
Oh yeah, having basically two people.
And don't I have a paddle coming at some point? A Bending Branches paddle?
Hopefully.
Coming?
I actually might have one for you that I'm just gonna figure out. Bending Branches almost caught up.
Okay.
But they do make the best kayak angler paddles in the industry.
Yeah, I want one. I've got my old ghetto. I don't even know where it came from.
Spray paint it. All right, let's talk about fishing. So I fished the crap out of Solomon this last week, and I've had some of the best fishing, minus not catching a lot of puppy drum. My worst fishing time was I got up crack of dawn Sunday, and it was dead for like 2 hours, and I felt like
I hate that.
It's so demoralizing. I'm covering a lot of water. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start fishing water I haven't fished in a while, and I'm gonna start looking at charts. I got my Ghetto fish finder, which is a Yak Attack pole. I was like, I know the ledges have been fishing really good for me. If I'm not fishing structure, bank, shoreline stuff with my fly rod, I'm gonna start jigging. And I found 4 or 5 good places in the creek within eyesight of my pier that was awesome. And I got to a good place on Sunday morning, and it just turned on when the tide really started rolling. Mm-hmm. And that's when I was catching it. Like, those speckled trout were
I saw the pictures of those.
And I caught a lot of them.
That's what I used in the magazine. One of those pictures of that specs you sent. Yeah. Those are nice fish.
It was awesome. And I learned how to fish the ledges, and I got really good at it. How the fish were reacting, and it was almost like I could pick what I wanted to catch.
Oh,
It was really weird. Like I could fish the ledge.
Us, Joey, another level, dude.
Bow down. Well, it was funny because I could fish if I dropped it to the bottom, worked it up the edge. It's a dog.
There's a little bug flying around.
Jigging it, I had a really good shot at a speck most of the time. And you could just tell by the way they hit it. And then if I cut that in half as far as, not let it go on the bottom and just, crank it in a decent speed, like I was going to catch a decent striper. And if I was blasting it on top, bluefish were out there. And you see that bluefish that I got stuck in? So, that was a good little bluefish.
Was he stuck in the net?
Oh, he did a suicide run, and tried to leap out, and he got himself stuck.
Like he's basically he got gill netted in.
Oh yeah,
net.
basically.
Geez.
Oh, that sucked getting him. I don't touch
Just
bluefish.
grab by the mouth. Just grab by the mouth.
I tried
Just
that, and then, I ended up in the hospital, stitches. But that was fun, and I kept working spots like that, and I got some really good specs that day. And man, those bigger specs were fun, and some decent sized striper. I had a couple keepers, but I don't take anything out to keep them, and I really want to keep a couple.
Yeah.
You
had that, what? It was a 20-inch fish.
21. So I'm not cool like you kayak KBF guys. I don't have a catch board yet because my first one got lost. I did get a refund. But
I told you I've got another one you can borrow.
I need to actually go in and order it. I just spent all that money on the yak.
In fact, I think I've got 3 of them at home if you want to borrow one.
So my Bending Branches paddle has numbers on it. But my little fly rod, the Eagle Claw, that was reading almost like 21 yesterday with that bigger one. But I'm measuring them on that. I was like, hey, I don't need super exact numbers.
No, because if it's 2 inches over, if it's like on the edge, you want
but Sunday was great. I ended up fishing way longer than I planned because I literally you can't leave fish. I was catching them, had some great topwater, but I wanted more topwater in the morning. But I covered a lot of water. But Solomon's has been great. Everyone that's been fishing Solomon's, Jerry's had some good time. There's a lot of schoolies, so you're going to get some small fish. But in the areas I find bigger ones. And like I said, I had to learn how to use the bathroom while in the water. And that stopped me on Sunday. I was like, I got to go back. I got to find a tree. So yesterday after the doctors, I knew I was getting out later, but I was hitting a good tide, and it was so windy yesterday. Was it windy for you on the Eastern Shore?
Yes, very much so.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness.
The wind was coming out of the north, so it was basically shooting down the creek right here.
Yep.
And I wanted to fish the main part of the creek. Same thing, finding different channels and stuff, and fished the opposite side where I thought was going to be better, and I actually pulled out my anchor for the first time. And this is where so my phone was in my pocket here, but I didn't have it zipped all the way. And I was actually able to work my way. I went all the way to the front of my kayak, sitting on my hatch.
Really?
And I had to tie I don't have a trolley system.
Oh, Joey, go on.
So I'm leaning over, and then my kayak's actually really stable up there. I can make a fishing platform, and I had to tie up a bow line so I could throw off my my anchor, and I had to anchor up. But same thing, I couldn't sit there too long. But I was pulling up really nice speckled trout, and then I started catching weak fish, which are like gray trout.
Gray trout.
Oh man, those are a blast.
Yeah.
Same thing. It was really hard to jig because I had to cast out far enough to pull it up, pull it up the edge, and there was the amount of line that would get ripped out from the wind.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous. It was hard, but then I'd fish the inside. Real nice fish. I don't know how many species of fish I caught yesterday.
Man.
I nailed them. Jerry was catching a lot of stripers. I caught some really nice stripers. But my last cast of the day was that one that was just a blast. It's on my little perch rod.
Nice. That's a nice fish.
And I caught a really nice 18, 19, right around keeper just before I left my one spot up the creek. And I did my circle back around. But yeah, that was right here in the little cove. Really? His last cast, I got a little Strike King mini spinnerbait. Because Walmart actually had some fishing lures, and I love throwing those little spinnerbaits. And that thing hit, I had no idea what I had. It was like 5 or 6 minutes, and by the time I'm out, my spinnerbait is like, they're like that. Yeah. It's like that now.
Straightened out.
Oh, that thing felt like it was ginormous, and that was a good end of the day because I was really exhausted.
See,
like,
now
I burned myself out.
if I'm getting ready to pull the boat out of the water, and especially right here at your house, even if I didn't have a cooler, I think if I had a 20-inch rockfish,
But mentally I was not ready to
take it and clean it and go through all that.
I was ready to. I know I had to cook dinner. It was like 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
I got on the water like at 10 o'clock.
yeah, it's a long day. That's a long day.
So I was pooped. But yeah, the creek. Everyone I know that's fishing the creek, there's just something about the river this year.
Yeah, it's been on fire,
and it's just going to get better with the stripers.
Now
and,
I've been wondering too. So when we drop in over there, and back in the spring, in the early season, we would go out to CBL and kind of fish under there.
Yeah, I haven't fished CBL in a while.
So we have, and I was wondering about that. And Jerry and I were talking about it because we've been hitting back up in the creek and all those places where we've been doing really well. And I was like, I wonder if there's some puppy drum out there on that flat.
Yeah. Well, there's the oyster. Stuff to the. I feel like I'm passing too many fish.
You're paddling past fish to get to other fish.
Yeah,
I get that. I
got really close about 2 weeks ago going out there. I actually got to the mouth. I actually got around to where the cars park. It just got too windy.
Yeah, yeah.
And I tucked myself in, and I caught a really nice puppy drum that night.
So that's where Jerry's been hooking up with all these stripers.
Yeah. Well, you can catch the schoolies like the 12 to 14s.
Yeah, and he's
heavy
been
numbers.
trolling. He's been trolling off his kayak for them. And picking up fish.
And I bet where it dropped, I bet that edge is fishing good too. But that'll probably turn on really good as it cools off a little bit and the stripers start getting real active in the shallows, like the bigger stripers.
Yeah.
That should go.
Oh, that's starting. That's already here. That's
I also want,
starting to see
I want to commit on the day, especially with lights, and that's the thing where it gets everyone. There's a lot of creek mouths on the St. Mary's side that I used to fish a lot from the skiff that the little flats over there would just blow up 20 to 25 inch stripers in the fall. It'd be fun from a kayak, but it is a paddle to get across and around.
Or go over to someplace over there and launch them on the St. Mary's side.
It's just not bad from the boat ramp. You're basically working almost all the way to the base.
You're still crossing the river at that point in the kayak, and if you're thinking about coming back at night,
carry like a 6,000 lumen spotlight. I'll blind everyone.
Look out for me! Look out for me!
Look who I am. I think that's like my big. I talked a lot.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I am super excited about the fall. And hopefully work kind of lightens up a little bit. I do pick up some. I've had a lot of interest in natives this week.
You just need to take days off, dude.
Well, I was talking about Dave with a staycation.
Yeah,
I was telling Jess is.
Yeah.
You
need to start
fish a little bit.
Here's what you need to do. You need to start sandwiching some Saturdays and Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Go fishing somewhere.
Well, yeah, because if you take a Saturday and a Tuesday, that gives you basically
like a 4-day
weekend. And if you did that every other couple of weeks, it would really start to use some of that stuff up. You need it. You need the break, man.
We should go fish. Well, we might be doing that thing next Friday. I was thinking about the Tangier Classic, just for fun.
Yeah.
But we've had a lot of interest in native the last week. So I have like 3 people in line for some Slayer 10s. So we do pick up our native and bonafide order, which should get us rolling a little bit more some fishing kayaks for the fall.
Good.
So
I feel like I feel like fall's we're gonna miss it if we blink. You know?
Oh yeah.
Because it's already
September 15th.
I know. I feel like we got 6 weeks, maybe.
I'm ready to put up the Christmas tree, and turn on my fireplace.
So I'm doing a lot of the same fishing you are down here in Solomon's. I got on some big puppy drum.
Yeah, you did.
A couple weeks ago. That was and you asked me where I caught that one fish. Did you figure out where I was talking about?
Yeah, if you send me you send me a photo, I can.
You can look at it.
But there one spot you caught one of them. I've always thought there's fish there. I've never caught a fish there.
So that was the first fish I caught.
Further up, towards the mouth.
Yeah,
not the one right across.
Yeah, no, not the one right across.
No, yeah, the one further up. Like I've always felt like there's fish. I've always fished there.
Well, it's funny because I had dropped my boat in, and I wanted to clear across the channel to get to the other side, and so I had kind of just come over there waiting for Jerry to come up. And I was just tossing around. And then he came up, and we were just chatting and tossing around. And then I popped around that little pier just inside the creek mouth. Yeah. And I was just throwing it. And right where the grass meets that wall, and it was a nice
drum. That was like one of the when I was out looking for those fish, that was one of the places I would hit hard.
Well, I mean, anywhere you
it looks like
3 feet of water, it's where they're supposed to be, and it's right up against the channel edge.
I think it was like a 30-pounder.
No, when
you haven't caught like a decent one in the last week or two, that's what it looks like.
True. And it was really cool. I love when they actually take that entire twister tail bait in their mouth, and they come up and they've just got the jig head poking out, and it just feels very iconic and cool. I was jazzed about that fish. And then I caught another one, and then we got into that little blitz of striped bass, where they were chasing some bait, and they chase it right up on the rocks on that little point just across from your pier. And that is just so much fun. You see their backs coming out of the water, and it doesn't matter. I swear, I think you could throw a tennis shoe in there and probably pull a fish out, because it's just, they go crazy for everything. It is just so much fun. I wish that lasted forever and ever and ever. I just wish instead of.
You ever hit a decent size, like out in the bay when they're like 25, 30?
Yeah. That's best,
like
man.
You could just watch it.
That is
it's just as
best.
good as catching a fish.
Yep.
It's so cool to watch.
Watching it happen. So then yesterday, I decided I couldn't get y'all to come along with me, because it feels like it's a long way, but it's not. I went over to the Eastern Shore. I've been talking about going over the Eastern Shore and fishing a little mill pond, and I picked the closest one to the other side of the bridge.
I've driven that bridge enough. I'm tired of it.
I know, but you kept telling me the bridge was going to be a problem, blah, blah. I didn't have any issues.
None.
And it takes me from my house.
I also didn't realize till like 2 months ago they took out the toll booth.
Yeah, toll booth's gone
I'm
now.
like, this is. I was like, how are we on the bridge already? Sorry.
With that gone, it takes a lot of that stress off.
Yeah.
That pinch point is gone, especially the time of day you go. So it takes me an hour and 15 to an hour and 20 to get over to Mallows Bay from my house, door to ramp. And it was an hour 30 from my door over there. So, Charles, if you're still here, if you're still listening.
To the Eastern Shore. Hear you say that?
Yeah, I'm coming back, buddy. I fished, and y'all all gave it away. I wasn't actually going to throw.
Oh, man.
I wasn't going to throw the name out.
Charles isn't a Hobie?
Yeah, he's a Hobie guy. So, and he did a nice little video on his channel where he did a walkthrough.
Oh, Charles has a channel?
Yeah.
I don't know Charles.
He did a walkthrough of his setup on his Hobie. So you might want to check that out. I'll send you the link. I went over to Y Mills Lake, which is a little mill pond over there just across the bridge. And no big fish, but I caught my numbers, which is what I've been after for the month of September, because I've been really frustrated this month in my KBF tournament. I had one fish very early in the season.
I subscribed.
It was just shy of 16 inches, 15 3/4. But then the rest of this month, I've just been in this weird slump. And so I needed to do something to shake it up. I've been to Mallows. I've talked about going to Mattawoman. But when you go to Mattawoman, it's like you get over there, it's this long paddle back to the fish, and it's like it just feels like it's too big to really kind of like hit hard quick. So I keep going back to these little ponds, and it's like, okay, I'm going to I went to Mallows Bay, like I said, and it's just chocked in with the hydrilla. And I'm doing all the things that you're supposed to do when you fish hydrilla. I'm fishing the edges. I'm finding the pockets. I'm dragging worms across the top. I'm dragging buzz baits and all kinds of stuff across the top of that grass. There's just so much thick grass in there that I'm not that good with fishing grass, because we were talking about it. It's like I grew up. I was taught, find the wood, find the fish. And so that's my thing. So I went over there, and it was so nice, because that pond, there's no grass in it. There's no big giant weed beds of hydrilla or milfoil or anything, and it's just full of laydowns. So it was like perfect fishing for me. 12 minutes in, counted it on the GoPro. First fish, just shy of 17 inches. Had a lot of small fish the rest of the day, but then I did actually complete my board. I had a 13 and a couple of 12s. So I finished my board. I feel good about that. I got 5 fish. If I get the opportunity to cull some, I'll do it. I'm not too worried about it, because I'm so excited about something right here in my backyard. Y'all, all day Monday, y'all are sending me pictures going, look at this rockfish, look at this speck, look at this gray, look at all this stuff. And I'm going, look at my 10-inch bass,
Hey, you do what you got to do.
But no, it was something I set out to do. I started something, you want to finish it. But it's so hard to leave fish literally 10 minutes out here away from the house to go an hour and a half to find some fish. But, I had a good time. I'll definitely go back there again. Definitely going to fish that and try to learn that a little bit because it's. You made a comment when I told you I was going over there that you fished it when you lived in Easton, and you said it was like big or small water, but it's not. I actually found it. There's a lot of water over there in that little.
Oh yeah,
little
there's a lot
pond.
of water.
I was surprised by your comment. You said that, and I was like, oh, you know it. You fished it a lot, and then I got over there, and there's all this water. I was like, whoa.
Well, yeah. I guess that's relative.
I mean, I only took the kayak like really close to the edge to go over the spillway. I almost got sucked over just once. The once is all it takes.
Really?
No, I didn't. I stayed as far away from it as I could. So that was me. I mean, a lot of perch fishing, a lot of.
I heard the fishing on the spillways on the other side of the spillway is pretty good.
There were a bunch of people when I pulled out.
Yeah.
And drove back down into the parking lot. There was like 4 or 5 guys down fishing. Well, spillways always catch.
That wasn't the college kids over there, you know.
They were not college kids. No. One guy had a big old beard and. Yeah. It was.
They didn't have a razor mishap.
Nope. A lot of people down there. Fishing that little spillway, and there's a lot of people that swear by spillways. You know, because big rain comes up, fish go over, and they don't want to leave, so they kind of get trapped in that little space where they're. So, I know a lot of people do that.
Some of my best fishing, like down here, is the spillway side of Lake Lariat. My dad used to always take me there. I've had huge pickerel, huge bass, there's snakehead in there. There's not a lot of water. There's a lot of nice fish in there.
Yeah, and they say too that the spillway side of St. Mary's Lake.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's some nice carp in there too.
There's nice carp. There's big snakehead. I've heard there's snakehead in there.
Yeah,
I've heard people talking of late. I saw this on Reddit.
Tackle box.
They were saying that they've caught snakehead in St. Mary's Lake proper. I have never seen a snakehead come out of St. Mary's Lake.
The last time was it when we were in the tackle box together? A guy was talking about snakehead in the big lake.
At St. Mary's?
Yeah, that's the third time I've heard it.
Well, I've heard people talking about it. I've not seen the first picture of it, though. So until I see a picture of it that can tell me that's St. Mary's Lake and there's snakehead in St. Mary's Lake, I'm not going to believe it. I'll believe it when I see a picture of something that I can identify, like the dam or some really visible landmark like some of the stumps. If I can get some visual on that, then I'll believe it. But until then, nope, not going to believe it. But I do believe, and I know that there's snakehead in the spillway below the dam. So some knucklehead's going to catch them down there and bring them up and try to put them in the lake proper. But it's such a stunted bass fishery anyway.
Yeah, it might help. Actually, some guy on the native Facebook group just posted the arms and stuff like the old landing gear. I was like, dang.
So you don't have those old landing gear have that little like keyway. They have a little keyway on them, so they're round. The new ones are square, which I think is what makes the difference.
You guys are square now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, damn, man, that's weird. He just posted it.
So that's what I've been enjoying catching the crabs at the pier, slaying the perch. You guys fishing with you guys down here for the puppies and the stripers, and we're definitely getting back to that.
I don't want to toot my own horn. I caught a lot of fish the last 2 days, and there was a lot of perch too. Just they were fun. I got to a place over on this shoreline across from the tugboats, and I don't know how many casts it was before I didn't catch a perch. I was like, all right, this is going to be fun now. I was like, oh, man, this is silly, though. Because tide was out there all holding up in a hole by the reeds. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, I could throw a tennis shoe, like you said.
Yeah. Have you noticed, like, the last 2 days there's been huge tide swings here?
Oh, Sunday morning, I was so pissed. I didn't mean to say that on the...
You can say that.
I can say pissed. I get down in the water. I'm like, all right. Because I told you, I look at like 4 things before I go out, and I triple check the tides. And I get down there, I'm like, oh my God. It said I was supposed to be at the incoming the whole time because it was all the way up. That was low tide. It came up above the docks.
Yeah, I had it on...
Super flood tide.
I have seen tide swings of probably about 3 feet at the pier. The other day, it was just below the cross beams on my pier. And then last night I went down to fish the crab pots and try to catch some perch, and it was probably 3 feet lower than that. The top of one of my crab pots was sitting up right almost at the water surface, and I keep them at probably about 3 feet.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I think they were saying we were about 2 feet above normal high tide.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous, and that's when the fishing really got good, was when that was rolling. Yeah, it was ridiculously high.
Hey, you want to do this or that?
Yeah.
Because we're almost at an hour.
I know we are rambling more on this one.
Okay,
than the other one.
Joey, would you rather fish an oversized reel for the rod, so like maybe a 3000 series on like an ultralight, okay? So a really big reel.
I'm gonna set that up
on a little
this week for pictures.
Or would you rather have an oversized rod, so like a 7-foot medium heavy with like a 1000 series reel on it?
I'd probably rather go with the oversized reel on the rod.
Oversized reel and smaller rod?
Yeah, I feel like that'd be easier to fish.
I think that would be easier too. I think it would be really difficult to actually cast anything with a small reel on a large. The line just wouldn't come off the reel. And I'm talking spinning, so okay. I think we kind of agreed on that. I had that picture in my head, and I think it sounded funnier. I pictured it in my head funnier because I could see the two things.
Yeah.
Anybody on the live stream wants to chime in on any of our this or that's, we're going to try to pay attention to that.
It's funny. I was telling Jerry, I had to use I got a pretty stiff, like 7-foot one piece Shimano rod. And it's definitely, like, I got it as a good the way I throw top water is a good top water rod. Mm-hmm. But yesterday the wind was so ridiculous. I had to throw way bigger, like, GI jigs. Yeah. That I couldn't throw my regular rod. I was like, this rod's too stiff. I'm I'm losing fish because I'm not feeling them right off the bat.
Yeah.
I was so upset.
Too heavy.
But
would you rather, Joey, go trolling or bank catfishing?
Oh, trolling on a boat?
Well, yeah. What else are you going to do?
Trolling a kayak?
No, trolling on a boat.
Oh, bank catfishing.
Yeah, bank catfishing. Definitely that's your choice?
Yeah, I've actually only been trolling on the bay a couple times. I wasn't wowed by it. I felt like the captain caught my fish. Yeah. I just reeled it in.
Yeah.
Bait catfishing is fun. Man, you could eat the catfish bait.
After the other day when Jerry and I sat down on the pier I was like, we're all psyched. You're going to go catfishing. They're here. I know they're here. And we literally sat down there and like we're trying to like find the shade to hide in.
I think you go to do that to have fun and have some beer or something.
Well, that's kind of, we didn't do that, but we did actually have a good time just, chatting and catching some perch, and I think we even caught a couple of crab on some of the little gulp stuff, but never, and we both caught a catfish, but man, it felt like it was just so
dragging.
And I've done the trolling thing. My father-in-law had the big 30-foot, go out in the bay and chase rockfish, and he was a never say die guy. So it was like if you didn't catch fish, you were out there till you caught fish. And sometimes, dude, that legit got like so just sitting on the boat, continually dragging those big weighted inline sinkers in, and shaping up umbrella rigs and dropping them back down, and just it felt like it was like So, Joey, would you rather go fishing in the rain or fishing in the heat?
Is it cold?
Wait a minute a second. Mike said he'd rather go trolling. I was checking the live stream real quick.
If it's not super cold, I'll fish in the rain.
So fish in the rain versus fishing in the heat.
The fish are already wet.
All right, well, let's make some rules wrapped around that.
Oh, boy.
So it's cold rain. So fishing in cold rain or fishing in the heat?
I can dress up for cold rain.
So you're still fishing
I've fished in cold in the rain on the Delaware, and that's one of my best fishing ever.
Yeah. I would agree. I think I'd rather
Gore-Tex goes a long way.
I fished in the heat a lot this summer, and that was one of the things we were talking about the PFDs, man. It's really hard to wear some of those big things when it's 100 degrees and it's humidity and all that. I think I'd rather fish in the rain, too. You can always, like you said, put some rain gear on and huddle up for it. So,
yeah, I could prep way better for rain.
Yeah, I think I'd rather do
waders and a nice jacket, and your hands will be wet.
Yeah. When I read, people are trying to tell me on the live stream how to pronounce Menhaden or Manhattan, and it's like, dude, I can't pronounce it. You're just writing the word.
Hey man,
again.
Any exposure is good exposure. If we're gonna cause a thing with Menhaden or Manhattan,
I don't even remember now. I've said Menhaden. Did I say Menhaden or Manhattan?
Haddon.
I don't even know.
Maybe if you're from Boston, it's Manhattan.
Manhattan. That's okay. So
Menhaden.
Firebird. Menhaden.
Trolling in the rain and 60 degrees. Yeah, Menhaden.
Charles said he'd rather have a big rod and a small reel. It sounds like his punching setup. Menhaden. That's what I said. You said Menhad. What did I?
Well, you can go back and watch the video.
No, I'm not even going to do that.
It's Menhaden.
Menhaden.
Yeah.
Okay, Menhaden. I'm filing that away. I'm filing it away.
We'll call the Fisheries Commission and have them talk to you.
I got it now. I got it. If I was wrong, I apologize.
Oh, I can't read, so I mean, you got that on me.
Anything else you want to talk about tonight, Joey?
Say for the
jump on your Yak Anglers group.
Yeah. I wondered if I limited it by SOMD, but we're a smaller group down here.
No, I think you'll have people that.
We have people from all over.
Be people who want to come down here to fish, as well as people who.
But we can open it up.
Here.
Yeah, if the Eastern Shore boys and girls want to play.
Yeah,
we can have some fun.
I tried to post something in the group the other day.
I'm still trying to figure this out.
Okay, so because I was.
You did.
Hear me out. No, I tried to post.
But I think you posted on the page.
No, I was today. I was trying to post something on the group because you've got the page and the group. I was trying to
the
post
group's
something.
discussion. The page is
news. I was
news.
trying to post something on the group, and then I kept looking, and it was trying to push me to post stuff to a different group that I'm a member of. It was. I think maybe Facebook was screwing up.
I'm going to go with Facebook.
Okay, go with Facebook screwing up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not me at all.
Charles, would you rather fish grass or wood? I think you know my answer to that. Y'all grass boys you can have it. I don't like it. Give me a lay down any day. So yeah, you got the SOMD Yak Anglers Facebook group, and you've got the SOMD Yak Anglers Facebook page.
I made the page and asked if I want to make the group because I was trying to figure out the format of that.
Yeah.
Because I think the group is good for discussion and the page is good for.
Yeah.
If we do a little get-together tournament or something, the page would be better for that.
That'd be fun.
I don't know, just the way Facebook set it up for him is like, I did it both.
Yeah. Good.
So
one place where
tournament.
people can talk and the other places where people can get information and you can kind of push stuff out to them.
Yeah.
Cool.
We got like a whole 20 people on there right now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right,
and I only put it out to the SOMD kayakers, not the Maryland kayak group.
Nice.
Cool. It's bedtime.
Yeah, I know. It's so late. I'm sorry for keeping you so late, Joey. Hey, folks, if you're looking to get in touch with us, facebook.com/Angler Magazine Chesapeake. You can catch us on Instagram at Chesapeake Angler. You can find me on Instagram at VNRains. Joey, how can folks get in touch with you?
Call me.
Call the shop.
Chat
We're always there.
I'm always there. Instagram at Joey Sikorsky24 and at Pack Paddles. I'm on there. I'm actually about to sell a bunch of rental kayaks, no fishing kayaks, but I have fishing kayaks coming in.
Cool.
And I got a cool special edition Bonafide and Native coming.
Yeah, I was out on the creek the other night, and some dude rolled by me in a little center console, and he asked me if I knew your dad.
My dad?
Yeah.
Did you say Paul Sikorsky or Dave Sikorsky?
He said Paul.
I don't know. You know who it was?
No. I told him I didn't know him.
Really?
No. Because I couldn't really hear him, and it wasn't until after he left that I kind of because I know there's the Dave Sikorsky that does the
He's CCA Maryland.
CCA guy.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't really, and then it
Center
dawned on me,
console.
like, wait a minute, he did say Paul. Anyway.
Well, you probably just screwed up some huge investment opportunity my dad had. Thanks.
I'm doing my part.
He's probably trying to get my dad his boat.
Find us on YouTube at youtube.com/Chesapeake Angler. You can catch the replays of the live stream every week. And I keep saying, I've got another video in the can. All I got to do is the voiceovers, and then I've got so much stuff piled up. Part of
You
what
gotta
I'm
stop
doing.
fishing a little bit.
No. Part of what I'm doing is I think we are steady streaming some content out with the podcast and doing the live streams now.
Yep.
I've got so much stuff piled up right now, so much video piled up that I'm going to have stuff all winter long. I'm so stoked about that. I will have no problem doing fishing content every week all winter long when there's nobody out fishing. Although, we still go fishing, but it's going to be different. Most people.
We can do this dorky, how to put line through your guides.
How to put line through your
I don't know, people, you get these big channels in the wintertime do these weird. I don't know. I'm building fly rod right now.
Mike's
probably
taking
get some
off.
spinning rods.
Hey, Mike, thanks for joining the live stream and hanging around with us for so long. Appreciate the follow and the look. Thank you much. Of course, everybody, you can read the e-magazine online at ChesapeakeAnglerMag.com. Joey, another good show. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun tonight.
Yep.
So until next week, everybody, love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
And we're going to turn that off. Click. Thanks, everybody, for watching the live stream. We really appreciate it. And we'll be back again next week.